And we are live with Vicky. I am so excited. Vicky, thank you for being here on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited for what's going to
Oh,
happen today.
so am I. So I just jumped off Vicky's podcast. Everyone, I'm going to link her podcast and her Facebook group because there's so much goodness on that podcast. In her group, she offers so many amazing services on tapping and guidance. So just check the description below. Today, we're going to tap into abundance. And I'm so excited. For those of you who know tapping, you already know the points. For those of you who are very new to tapping, Vicky, of course, will explain what kind of points we'll be tapping on our face. So that's what we're going to cover today. But before we even go into that, Vicky, why don't you introduce yourself with your own words?
Hello, and thank you. Yes, before I dive in, I am so excited to share
Yes.
EFT with you today. So, my name is Vicki Chisholm. I am a transformation coach for women in business. I intuitively guide women to release stuckness so they can generate their 5-figure months and truly step into their power. And I find that reclaiming power in a world that is filled with disempowerment is a gift. It's a gift that I didn't have once, but I did grow and evolve into, which is why I love to share it now.
Oh, such a powerful intro. I mean, hello. Who doesn't want to work with you right after this introduction? I don't know. Vicky, you're such a powerhouse. You're so intuitive. You're so gifted with everything you bring into this world. And I already know you from co-working sessions and just seeing you pop up on my social media. So, I mean, I'm intuitive myself, so I know who are truly embodied leaders and people who don't just, do the copy and paste kind of coaching, the cookie clutter methods. I know you're a fully embodied woman. So I'm so honored that you are doing this here with me today because I know everything you do, you've practiced it on yourself. I already introduced you before, but you went through such severe trauma in your life. And can you share how these tools that you learned, be it the tapping, maybe something else that you learned, how it helped you to overcome trauma or sit with that trauma, understand the trauma?
I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. And before I dive in, I just want to say to anyone who is watching the video or listening on the podcast, please take on board everything I'm about to say, because something will click within you one day and something will change if it hasn't already. I was 28 years old. I was a mum to 3 children. And I looked in the mirror one day and I didn't know who the hell I was. I will refrain from swearing today. So
You can swear, all good
but,
here.
okay, let's drop in a few F-bombs then. Okay. So I had no idea who I was. And when I looked in that mirror, the tears just fell down my face. I had lost all sense of self, all sense of self-esteem, and I'd become someone I didn't understand anymore. And when I looked in that moment and those tears fell so deeply, I then had to remember something. What was I teaching my children by
Oh.
becoming the woman that I had become? And in that moment, I didn't know how, I didn't know when. All I knew was my life was about to change. And I went with it. I started working with a coach. She was a business coach, but little did I know, she introduced me to EFT.
Mm.
And that one session, I woke up within 48 hours after that session, and something inside me felt like it had shifted. I didn't feel this heavy weighted woman. I felt light, I felt free, but I was afraid of what I was feeling and I didn't recognize it. So I contacted my business coach at the time and I said, Jen, what's happening to me? What have you done? This feels like witchcraft.
So
And she
good.
said, Vicky, everything you're feeling is perfectly normal. It just means that we've done what we needed to do to shift you into alignment.
Oh.
All of a sudden, this fire just reared within me. And I turned around to the person I was in a relationship with and said, I can't do this anymore. And I
Wow.
didn't even know how those words came out of my mouth. And I said, you've got 6 months to get the help to change, or I'm gone. Those are the words that came out of my mouth that day. And those words stayed strong.
I love it.
I continued to work with the business coach. And then my life changed. I did leave the relationship. I did change my life, but it didn't come without challenges. So that was, if I remember rightly, that was 2014 when I did that one session. And March 2015, I walked away from 12 years of domestic abuse.
Oh my God, Vicky, so powerful.
From that moment, I then had a journey ahead of me. I had to realize what it meant to have safety and stabilization in my life. I'd never had it through my whole life, and I had to work at it. So 2017 came round and I said, that's it. I can't do this anymore. I don't know how. I don't know when. My life is going to change. I signed up to start training in EFT because I knew it was something practical that would help me shift. But it wasn't enough for me. I had this deeper calling, and this deeper calling took me to Reiki. Then it took me to life coaching.
So good.
All three modalities combined together helped me change. But there was something within all of that that I had missed. And it was my mentor, Ranjana Rapu from the Liberating Touch. She was the most moving part of my journey, because she introduced me to Liberating Touch inside and alongside EFT, alongside everything else that I was doing. And the Liberating Touch allowed me to travel through my subconscious. Right. And it allowed me to find truth, and it allowed me to find peace. And you can find her detachment process on Amazon. It was amazing. Go check it out. It was one of the real shifts that I still use to today. So everything I learned in 2017 to 2019 had changed my whole life. I also put out to the universe, I need something else in my life to help me feel like an individual, not just a mum, a worker, a healer, all this stuff. And therefore motorbikes came into my life very quickly.
Oh, wow. That was unexpected.
It was something I'd always wanted to do. It was something I never felt I could do. And I went from never riding a motorbike ever in my life, always being passenger, to having a full license in 3 months.
That's amazing.
And in 6 months after that, I took myself on a 5-day solo trip to travel Cornwall in the UK.
Oh,
and then
my God. I love it.
So yeah, that's really, it all started by that one moment at a time, and each moment at a time, when I've reached that point where I had to make a decision. If you're not happy where you are now, look around you. What needs to change?
I love it. I so love it on multiple levels. One level is we do not have to have the full picture. We need to take one step at a time. And even when we are in abusive situations, be it in a relationship, be it at work, be it with colleagues, doesn't matter. We don't have to know exactly what all the next steps look like. We may be just get a coach or a healer or somebody to talk to, and we start healing, and then we start taking more empowered decisions like you did. And one thing, it's like a snowball effect, isn't it? It just keeps on rolling, and you keep working on yourself, and more amazing things start happening. And it's just so beautiful to witness your journey from being stuck in that abusive marriage, and then what happened to you right now. It's just incredible. Oh,
it is completely. I mean, when I look back, it wasn't just in an abusive relationship. I was struggling with PTSD. I was struggling with chronic fatigue. I had fibromyalgia and autoimmune disease. Literally, I was a crumbling wreck on my knees, where emotionally, mentally, physically, I was done. I was finished. I had nothing left to give to the world. So ultimately, in 2016, I burnt out, which was why I needed time out before I could even consider going into the healing and starting that journey as well. It's like, when I look back to the woman I was, to the woman I am today, I couldn't be prouder, because I have 3 young women that I'm raising, and I don't want them to ever feel like they have to stay stuck the way I did.
Beautiful.
I want them to know, and I want them to share with the world around them that there are always possibilities, there are always options, even when you don't believe there is always another way. And I hope you don't mind, but I'm just going to share this because it really, really touched my heart. My daughter was struggling with one of her friendships, and it turned out that her friend was really struggling with her relationship with her mum.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter approached me and she said, "Mum, I think they really need your help." And I felt a little bit like, oh gosh, this is a bit much, going into somebody else's family dynamic. Like, what do you mean? And she said, they need you to sit there and be a mediator, Mum. They both need you, and they both really struggling, and you help people and you're really good at it, and you've got the answers that most people don't have. And I just feel that you could be the person that they need. And honestly, in that moment, I didn't know whether to laugh, cry, or scream. So I just said, we can only help those that are ready to be helped. We can only do what people want us to do. I said, if your friend feels that having someone there to build a better relationship with her mum would be an option, despite how I felt inside, I said, the offer would always be there. I said, but even more so, the fact that you have come to me and asked that just shows the impact of what I'm doing.
Beautiful.
And that for me it was almost like an icing on the cherry of the cake, that my kids can come to me whenever they want to. And in my generation and in generations prior to that, that was never an option.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so like taken aback that
I can imagine. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the changes are just phenomenal. They really are.
So good. Yes, it's incredible. Also, what I loved about you sharing is that there's not just one modality that we go into and we heal, but there might be like multiple, and each of these might help in different times in our lives. So it's really to encourage people listening to this that, sometimes you learn something and it's not the right thing yet, or it might be later, but just keep searching. And I'm the same as Vicky. I got trained in many different modalities, including EFT tapping. I started with Reiki as well. There were so many things that I learned and that I mastered, and they were all important at different times in my life. But today it's all about the EFT tapping, and I love this modality. So I'm allowing you to first explain a little bit what is EFT tapping. So for those of the listeners who never heard of EFT tapping, like, what is this? Can you describe what it actually is before we start tapping?
Absolutely. So the best way to think about it is think of Chinese medicine, and then picture yourself going to an acupuncturist where they puncture your skin with needles. EFT is a much lighter, much gentler, and much less invasive way of receiving that treatment. So all your body has different points in it, and they are meridian points. Those meridian points are around your head, neck, face, collarbone, under your arm. They're on your chest. They're literally everywhere. But EFT focuses on just the hand and the face and your upper body. So your collarbone is like a V shape. You can feel it now. If you just follow your collarbone line and follow it down, you'll find a V shape. So on the top of the V shape is where we would tap for the collarbone. Okay, so these different points are called acupressure points. Chinese medicine and acupressure connect to the vital organs in the body. Now, these vital organs in your body hold a host of emotion, and that emotion can be anger, which is to do with the liver, grief, which is to do with the lungs, sadness, low self-esteem, safety and stability. Everywhere in your body is connected to an emotion and to an organ. So think of your back. Okay, this is a real classic example. Whenever you are not feeling supported, you can get pain in your back. Whenever you feel overly burdened, you can feel tension in your shoulders and in your neck. So what we do with EFT is we connect the mind to the body with the emotion, and we use these points across the body to help you shift the energy that, one, is feeding the emotion, two, that's causing pain, and three, helping you rewire the thoughts in your brain. Is that clear enough? Or do I need to go a little deeper?
No, I love your description. Like, I am already so much looking forward to this. I think every listener will understand what Chinese medicine is in terms of acupuncture or acupressure. So you described it so well, including with the emotional part of it or even the pain. So I'm so excited to do this because, of course, the topic here is tapping into abundance for our businesses, but you also mentioned previously you might address stuckness that we might feel, be it generally in life or in our business, and to tap around that theme of feeling stuck and getting out of it. Because, yeah, of course, if we're stuck, we are not moving towards abundance. So I'm going to be tapping along you, and I'm going to repeat, your affirmations. Is there anything else the listener here needs to know before we start tapping?
Absolutely. There is
Good.
always going to be housekeeping. Okay.
Go
We
ahead.
have to do the housekeeping because you're dealing with your emotional well-being.
Yes.
So I will say this now, by tapping along and participating in this session today, where we are going to use your hands, face, body, mind, and voice box to allow you to shift your energy, you are taking full responsibility for yourself, and you are choosing to acknowledge that anything that comes up, you're not alone. Okay. Some people will go and do tapping and they will have this huge, overwhelming emotion and they won't feel like they've got anywhere to turn to. And they think, oh my goodness, someone has just put me into this state of emotion. I don't know how to get myself out of it. What I will say is get in touch with me, please, because then I can help you calm the emotion. And I don't want you to ever feel like you're doing this alone. And the best way to do that is by joining my Facebook group, which is Women in Business, Mindset, Money and Motivation, where you can join me to do some of these sessions afterwards as well. But your self-care and your emotional well-being is the priority. Now, secondly, the other thing you have to do when you are doing EFT is drink lots of water, because energy is emotion. Emotion is energy in motion, which means it needs to move. If you are dehydrated, it can't move, then you're going to feel even more stuck, and then you're going to feel frustrated. And believe me, I have been there. I've been doing this long enough to know when I'm stuck and when I'm dehydrated. So on that note, I'm
gonna drink my water now before we start.
Yes, I have mine as well. So we'll all have a lovely swig of water before we get started.
So good.
And whilst you're drinking your water, if you just listen and follow along to the points, so just so you can get familiar with them, okay? So there's the side of the hand. We used to call it the karate chop, but political reasoning said we can't call it that anymore. So you just go to the side of the hand and you just start tapping on the side of the hand. So if you can do that and follow along with me, please do, because we are going to tap before we even get started. So the next point then is we're going to go to the eyebrow. And it's just the beginning of your eyebrow, you know, the bit that you actually don't pluck or wax. So just tap in there. And then the side of the eye. So just into the temples, you're just tapping there. These points can be really relaxing when you're feeling angry, stressed, and then go to the under the eye, just on that bone of the eye socket. So don't tap up here where the soft bit is, actually tap on the bone, because that's where your meridian point is. And then you go under the nose, so between the top lip and your nostrils. Oh, it's all right to tap here as long as you're not crying, because, you know, that can get quite ugly sometimes. And then move on to the chin. And the chin point is actually sometimes you can find yourself just sitting and holding it. It's so good to get in tune with the points and know what you need and when you need it. And then remember the V shape of your collarbone. We're just going to tap on there. And then we've got under the arm. So go to the bit on your bra strap, just under your arm, and you just tap in there. Yes, you look like a bit of a monkey. That's all right. It doesn't matter. We're just doing the monkey shape, because you know what? Sometimes doing this tapping is more powerful than drinking that glass of wine. So it doesn't matter what you look like. It matters that you are shifting that energy and choosing self-love, self-compassion, and transformation. Now, the other points are the top of the head. So again, you're going to look like a monkey because you're tapping on the top of your head, but don't worry about it. I do it in the car all the time. You should see the way people look at me and I laugh. It's great. Hey, if I'm entertaining people and making myself feel better, then I say that's a win. So then we have the finger points. Okay, you have the thumb, so you can tap on the side of the thumb or you can tap the tip. And it's the same for every finger. So side of the finger or the tip, whatever's easier for you. So side of the fingers all the way through. And then sometimes it just depends where I'm intuitively guided. We'll go to the front of the wrist or the back of the wrist. However, I don't want you to overthink this too much because before each point, I will tell you where we're going. Sometimes I do get it wrong though and tell you we're going to the chin or actually we're going to the collarbone. So you're just going to have to bear with me and we'll just see where it goes. So the next thing I'd ask you to do is tune into your body, tune into your mind by taking a moment, closing your eyes, taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out. Allow yourself to become centered and balanced, and then ask yourself this question. Where in my life or business am I feeling stuck? And then tune into where you're feeling that stuckness. So are you feeling stuck financially? Are you feeling stuck building relationships? Are you feeling stuck being creative? Are you feeling stuck by procrastinating? What's coming up for you? And then ask yourself, where am I holding this energy in my body? And when you have that, we can start tapping. So I'm going to start tapping on the side of my hand just for a few moments. And then when you're ready, you can come and join me. Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. So now we're going to do a setup statement and we're going to repeat it 3 times, just tapping on the side of the hand. So tap on the side of the hand and then repeat after me. Even though I can feel all this stuckness, building up in my mind and body, and sometimes it overpowers me. I choose to deeply and completely acknowledge this energy that's got stuck. And then we'll repeat that 2 more times. So even though I have this energy of stuckness, and I feel trapped. Nothing I do works. And I get so frustrated. And part of me wants to stamp my feet like a toddler. I'm so frustrated. I choose to deeply and completely just acknowledge this stuckness. As the energy that it is. Okay, now one more on the setup and then we will go into the points on the body. So even though I get so frustrated. I am working so hard. And I just don't seem to get any results. I've been stuck here for so long. And I'm really tired. I choose to deeply and completely acknowledge this energy that has got stuck. And then we're going to move to the eyebrow point and we'll just start tapping there. I'm stuck. Side of the eye. I'm stuck. Under the eye. I don't know how to get unstuck. Under the nose. I've been trying for so long. Chin. I don't know what else to do. Collarbone. I'm choosing to acknowledge how I feel. And then under the arm. Acknowledging this stuckness.
Acknowledging the stuckness.
And top of the head. What if I could release that stuckness?
What if I could release the stuckness?
Eyebrow. What if I could let that go?
What if I could let that go?
Side of the eye. What if I didn't have to stay stuck?
What if I didn't have to stay stuck?
Under the eye. What if this energy had a story to tell me?
Had a story to tell me.
Under the nose. That it got stuck.
And it got stuck.
Chin. Maybe I wasn't ready to listen.
Maybe I wasn't ready to listen.
Collarbone. But maybe I'm ready to listen now.
Maybe I am ready to listen now.
Under the arm. How many times have I got stuck?
How many times have I got stuck?
And not listened.
And not listened.
Top of the head. I choose to listen now.
I choose to listen now.
Eyebrow. I choose to listen now.
I choose to listen now.
Side of the eye. Because this energy does not define me.
Does not define me.
Under the eye. It just got stuck.
It just got stuck.
Under the nose. So I release this energy.
So I release this energy.
By taking deep breaths.
By taking deep breaths.
Collarbone. And allowing it to pass.
And allowing it to pass.
Under the arm. I'm ready to let go.
I am ready to let go.
Top of the head. Because I don't want to be stuck anymore.
Because I don't want to be stuck anymore.
Eyebrow. I don't want to feel.
I don't want to feel
anymore.
Stuck anymore.
Side of the eye. I want abundance.
I want abundance.
Under the eye. I don't want to be defined by this energy.
I don't want to be defined by this energy.
Under the nose. And this stuckness makes me feel defined by it.
And this stuckness makes me feel defined by it.
Yeah. But I'm choosing to let go.
I am choosing to let go.
Collarbone. Because I want freedom.
Because I want freedom.
Under the arm. Freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice.
Top of the head. Freedom of abundance.
Freedom of abundance.
Eyebrow. Freedom of money flow.
Freedom of money flow.
So money can flow to me.
Money can flow to me.
And I can pay with love.
And I can pay with love.
Under the nose. So love can flow to me.
Love can flow to me.
Chin. And I can give love.
And I can give love.
Collarbone. Opening my energy.
Opening up
receiving.
My energy.
To giving and receiving.
To giving and receiving.
Under the arm. Because that feels so much better.
Because that feels so much better.
And then top of the head. Releasing this energy from my body.
Releasing this energy from my body.
Eyebrow is one way that I can let go. It's one way that I can let go.
One way that I can let go.
Side of the eye. It's one thing that I can do.
It's one thing that I can do.
Under the eye. By being in this energy.
By being in this energy.
Under the nose. Of choice.
Of choice.
Chin. I always have the energy of choice.
I always have the energy of choice.
Collarbone. And today I choose abundance.
And today I choose abundance.
Under the arm. By surrendering and letting go.
Surrendering and letting go.
Top of the head. Tuning into your body as you're tapping. And just seeing what's changed. Eyebrow. Just stay with the tapping. Tuning into that body. Taking in some nice deep breaths. Side of the eye. And just allow yourself to acknowledge, has anything changed under the eye? Do you feel different in your body? Do you feel different in your mind? Under the nose? Do you feel like you can take deeper breaths? That's always a telltale sign. Chin. And just stay with that tapping for a moment. And then go to the collarbone and stay on the collarbone for a moment. And as you tune into that body and you choose into that area of your life that you're feeling stuck, Just remember, you always have a choice, even on the days that you forget. Simple tapping exercises like this one can really help you shift. So to wrap up this tapping session, a demonstration, not a full session, just a demonstration, I welcome you to repeat an affirmation that works for you. So I'll say an affirmation, and if you feel that it resonates, you can repeat it. And if you want to do your own affirmation, that's absolutely fine as well. But you can do this consistently and it will help you shift. A lot of time people will use affirmations and then go, but it doesn't work for me. And the reason it doesn't work for you is because you're not doing the tapping along with it to shift the energy, to reprogram that mind through your meridian points. Okay, so tapping is very, very powerful. So the affirmation we're going to wrap up with today is, it's safe for me to receive.
It's safe for me to receive.
I welcome abundance now.
I welcome abundance now.
It's safe for me to receive.
It's safe for me to receive.
I welcome abundance now.
I welcome abundance now.
And one more time. It's safe for me to receive.
It's safe for me to receive.
I welcome abundance now.
I welcome abundance now.
And taking in a nice deep breath in and exhale. Keeping it simple. So one more tip with tapping, if you ever feel like you're just irritable, we were just chatting about undiagnosed ADHD a little while ago, and one thing that I found really helped was being able to just tap using your thumb and your fingers, and tap through the fingers when you're feeling irritated or when you just need a moment to think clearly. This is a pattern interrupter. Using these pattern interrupters can help you refocus, gain clarity, and step fully into your power of saying, I control my mind and body and thoughts and emotions. It is not the other way around. And it's just very simple that you can do. I find this actually quite relaxing when I'm feeling stressed. I'll just tap on my fingers, especially if I need to funnel and channel some information that feels like it's not coming through very clearly. I just breathe and just tap. You know, like some people when they're listening on or they're on the phone and they sit there and they tap on the desk and stuff like that. These are all impacting, these are your meridians and you're driving them all the time. But if you tap with the thumb and finger, it is having such a bigger empowered state of being. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh my God, I loved it, Vicky. It really like set up lots of energy free. I could feel it. And like my whole chest just feels different now. And it was beautiful.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Oh, so good. I really want to encourage everyone who's listening to this or watching on YouTube to hop on Vicky's social media. I will link all her Facebook and her Instagram, her Facebook group, which is free. Please go and join that group because she has so many videos that she does there where you can tap along. And is there anywhere else people can find you where you hang out?
Yes, so at the moment, one of the things that I'm really promoting at the moment is actually, I encourage you to go and take my abundance quiz. So Up-Level Your Abundance is a free, fun quiz, but it will just tell you where you are. So I've split it into 4 sections, and it gives you an opportunity to grow from where you are into the next level. And if you choose to sign up, you also get freebies to help you go on that journey. So there's emails that you can get from me. You can find me on Instagram, my podcast, which we've already shared. Facebook really is where I am in my group, and Instagram. I don't really tend to hang out anywhere else because you know what? I think that's enough.
That is enough. That is enough with all the podcasts and the group. And oh my God, so good. So I am so honored to know you and to do this with you. And yeah, as I said, people really should hop on everything you have to offer, including the freebie. I mean, that's so aligned with the theme of abundance. I love it. So and let us know on social media. Come say hi. Let us know how you enjoyed the exercise, or if you have questions, address them to Vicky directly. If you have questions about EFT or just sign up. She actually shared a free discovery call with me that I'm going to share the link with you all. You can get a free discovery call to find out what's really blocking your success. So if you're blocked in your business, or just generally in life, I can really recommend you to click that link and to book your free discovery call in with Vicky.
Oh,
And thank you so much
absolutely.
for sharing that, Vicky. That is so generous.
Not a problem. So just very quickly, before, I know we like probably well over time here, but I've loved
All
sharing
good,
this.
all good.
For those that are considering the discovery call, I just want you to know that it's very based on intuition. So literally one lady joined up for the discovery call last week. It's only 15 minutes, and within 6 minutes, I was able to tell exactly where she was, exactly where she was going, what was holding her back, and how she could grow into her next 5 figures. So if you think that that discovery call might not benefit you, think again, because you'll probably find that it will very quickly, with the way that I work. So please take me up on that. You're not wasting my time. It isn't a sales call. It's an opportunity to discover more about you.
Fully
So
recommended. So cool. Oh my God.
thank you so much for having me here
Intuition
today.
is just a superpower, and I love that you bring it into everything you do, including your business and the coaching you do. It's so empowering to have that gift. And you are such an earth angel. Thank you so much for doing all of this with us. And I'm sure we will be seeing a lot more of each other in different capacities. I don't know. I'm looking forward to co-create amazing things with you in the future.
Oh, absolutely. And I will be back doing more very, very soon. Very soon indeed. So watch this space. I don't sit still for long.
Take care. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.